tonight.
Pittsburgh tonight.
Hey, Pittsburgh.
Hello, thank you for tuning in to Pittsburgh Tonight. I'm your host, Arriana, and today I have with us two performers for the 2014 Bella Awards. We have Maax and we have Landon Thomas. So we're going to get started and ask you guys some questions just so the audience can get familiar with you as an artist and as a person. So is there something that you guys want to share just about yourselves, just briefly?
Well, I got a CD on iTunes, Heartbreaker. I also have something on that PIF. It's called Beautiful Music. Go ahead and check those out.
My name is Maax. I'm from the east side of Pittsburgh, and I'm currently under FTR management. I have a mixtape that is also available on that PIF called Adventure in Maax, and I'm popping, so.
Okay, great. So two questions that I have for you guys. These are just questions that I picked up on before you guys came here. I wanted to ask you. Maax, I know that you're off social sites for Lent, right?
I am.
So as a musical artist, we know how important promotion is and staying in touch with your fans and your fan base. So what are some daily struggles that I guess you go through as an artist and as a person with staying off social sites?
It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be, but it is kind of weird knowing that a big part of my fan base is on the internet.
Yeah.
But we did it smart. So I have a bunch of sisters and a bunch of people that help me with, music and a bunch of stuff. And we started a fan page.
I've seen that,
yeah. So I'm kind of able to stay in touch on the side a little bit. I guess it's a little bit of a cheat.
Yeah.
But I'm not directly on it. So like I'll send my sister's stuff to upload onto the site or whatever. I know that it's important, so obviously I can't totally ignore it.
Right.
But just because of how important Lent is to me, I try to just do it in a safer way.
You found a good loophole.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're
great.
You're still doing Lent, but you know
totally.
it's important to stay in touch. So how about you with did you give up anything for Lent, or is it not your thing, or?
It's not my thing.
Not your thing.
For me, I'm not really a big religious person. I was raised in a religious family. Like my grandparents are Jehovah's Witnesses, but my mom is Christian.
Okay, yeah.
My dad is Muslim. So for me personally, that's three different beliefs that you have to cater to. And I'm just not big on that. I'm more big on, I know that there's a God.
Well, are you big on social sites?
Oh yeah, I'm big on social sites.
Okay, so do you update regularly? Is that something that you do? Do you have a team helping you out?
I try every day. I got a good management team. They're called Rare Nation, and they upload everything. They got a good site, and we just kind of go back and forth. I share their stuff, they share my stuff, and we try to make sure that we build a good buzz.
Good. I noticed that both of you guys are under management. So is this something that they discovered you reached out to them? And then what do you think is a pro and a con of having a management, or do you think it's all pro? How do you guys feel about having the managers? Is that something that...
my management team kind of reached out to me. I don't know. It was like more. They were in the studio. I was in the studio. They heard some music, and they were like, we want to work with you. And, it worked. So, and there's no cons to having a management team. My situation is a little bit special. I'm managed by a group of my peers. So they're back and forth in the judicial system. And, when it's not as professional, you have to you have to go with the punches, you know what I mean? So it's not really no cons as long as they're home, but...
have you ever thought about switching over management, or?
Well, the people that I'm with, it's more so like a family. So if I do switch, it won't be like I'm leaving them totally. You know what I mean? It's always going to be, I'm always going to communicate, and we're always going to do work and everything like that, because to an extent they discovered me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's more of a loyalty thing. I do hope to move forward, you know what I mean? And I do hope to find somebody who can take me to the next, you know what I mean? But I'll always be FTR, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might as well be tatted. It's going to be there forever.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I love those guys.
What about you?
For me, it's kind of a loyalty thing, but right now it's more of a professional thing. My initial manager, the one person who started with me, is because they are the person that actually gave me my shot to even get a buzz. Before, whenever I first left high school, we didn't have anywhere to record. We were recording out of our school.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Gateway High School.
Okay.
And we would sneak into their studio, like after school hours. We were not supposed to be there. Sometimes security would come in and try to kick us out. We'd leave for like 5 seconds, put something in the door, and then go right back in.
That's dedication.
Yeah, but the person who initially started managing me, they're the first person that gave me my first show.
Right.
And that was cool for just back then, but now it's like she's my go-to person if I need them to send emails or something like that. But I had to get a bigger team, somebody who's going to be able to do PR, somebody who's going to be able to do good branding and just overall speak for me, because I'm used to doing all that by myself, and it's not really that professional. A lot of people don't see it as professional if I'm going to them like, look, I want to be on this show.
Right.
So what are we going to do?
Right.
And I needed some people to do that.
So do they help you financially at all? This goes for both of you. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what goes into the startup of becoming an artist, but I know that you both have a management group, so that means you do have help and people behind you. I know that you also work full-time to, and someone mentioned that in order to be successful and make it in the industry, it has to be your full-time job. So you kind of go against that because you are working. So how does that work out for you? Do you feel like you're not giving your all to music because you're working, or?
No, I spend 24 hours a day. I hardly get any sleep. As far as I'm concerned, I think it's a myth as long as you're putting your all into it. I'm doing this right now is because of what I have to do, so I can do this later. Like I'm spending hours at work so I can be in the studio all night. Or I'm spending hours at work so I can invest in myself. Now, Rare Nation, they are helping me in certain ways, and it is beneficial. But at the same time, I got a life to live. I got my own bills. I go to school. I pay my own rent. It's not like I'm living at home. And I got to live. I'm not going to starve because I want to be in the studio.
Okay, so you make both work. What about you, Maax? Do you?
Well, I mean, my management, they're there to manage, so whatever I need help with, they hold it down. They're good guys.
Okay, and then do you guys have like a 5-year plan, or what is basically just for the year, what are you trying to accomplish as music artists? Like, what's your goal this year, Maax?
I don't think that I would do it in a 5-year span. I kind of just do it. I kind of just write stuff down that I want to get accomplished and just work on that. You know what I mean?
Take it one day at a time.
Yeah, I feel like that's the wisest way to do it because it's life and there's going to be, stuff that comes up. You know what I mean? So I just kind of write it down, pray on it, and keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things work out. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. So it's going to work out. So I don't really stress about it.
That's a great way to look at it. That's it from the guests. We do have them performing a little snippet, a taste of what you're going to see at the 2014 Bella Awards. So we're going to go ahead and give you a look at that. And then up next, we have 2 more guests that I'm going to get into.
Quiet nights on your sofa. With each moment your heart is getting colder. And you've been yearning for love, cause he ain't giving enough. But with each day you're getting older. He don't show he's in love with you. And he don't appreciate you, oh no. He don't treat you like he used to, no.
Welcome back. Thank you for tuning back in. Up next, we have an interview with SJ, the founder of the 2014 Pittsburgh Bella Awards, and also Shayla Foreman. She's the 2014 Bella Awards stylist. So We're going to go to SJ and Shayla. Do you guys want to tell a little bit about yourself before we get started?
My name is SJ. I'm the founder of the 2014 Bella Awards. The Bella Awards is an award show that's going to be honoring excellence, honoring local excellence in hair, beauty, and fashion. We came up with the show. Usually we would do hair shows and performances and things like that, but I thought it was time for our local beauty industry to be honored. So that's what it is. It's going to be on the same scale as like the BET Awards or the Grammys, but it's a local award show. And we're going to have local entertainers, local people being honored. This is going to be one of Pittsburgh's premier award shows, so I'm looking forward to it. We have a lot of people involved, and we have some great performers. We have some people who's overdue to be honored.
Right, and Pittsburgh Tonight is all for that because we're all about recognizing local-based rising artists and hidden gems and everything like that in the city. So you are a stylist. And
Yes.
It's great that Pittsburgh is coming up on the beauty and fashion industry because I know that Pittsburgh didn't really have a big market for that, I would say, 10 years ago. I mean, I know I'm young, but even I can see a change in what's happening. So I think this is the perfect year to do it.
Right.
So do you want to talk about how you got into styling?
Yes, actually, I have been styling for 19 years. I've been in the industry pretty long. I came out of school. I went to actually cosmetology school in high school. So actually, I got my license for free.
Did you go to Oliver?
No, I went to Penn Hills. We
Okay.
had a cosmetology program. So actually, I got my license for free. So I love the feeling that it made when I made women beautiful. Like when they got out of my chair, just the feeling of confidence and being secure about themselves when they left out of my chair, to be able to tackle the world and just to go beyond, and their children to look at them like, oh, mama, you're beautiful. I like the way you look today. Or even a husband or a boyfriend or whatever it is, just to make them feel like they were great. So that's what I feel like my gift is. My gift is to be able to build self-confidence, reassurance in self, and even my psychology nature of myself when women are sitting in my chair and I have to give them advice on problems or whatever, it makes me feel good.
I love that, and that's like a great way to look at it. I think a lot of people don't look at it. It's much deeper than hair and makeup and clothing.
Exactly.
You have those people who just, oh, you're just a girly girl.
Right.
But there's so much more to it, and that's a great way to look at it.
Yes.
So what were some of the biggest things that you guys had to do to prepare for this year's show? Since it's the first show, I know that you always have, this big thing that you have to overcome, creating something new in a city. Do you think that the city has taken well to something like this? What kind of reactions are you getting from people?
We're getting a great reaction. And this show is basically paid for by sponsors.
Yes.
The city has showed overwhelming response, and we're starting a movement because it's a networking thing. We did some bartering, but a lot of people sponsor. We had a sponsorship package that we offered. We have some great sponsors like we have Rice Enterprises. She owns 15 local McDonald's. Okay. We have Savoy. We have some salons. We have Cristal Salon. We have Aaliyah Ray's. Dreams. I don't want to forget anybody. We have
Trevor James Experience.
We have Beasley Plumbing. I mean, it's like the whole Pittsburgh come together with the Bella Awards. And if it wasn't for our local businesses, our local salons, and just our local media, we have barters with Whammo, different other entities like that. If it wasn't for them, the Bella Awards wouldn't be possible. So we want to thank our sponsors.
Yes, and if we forgot anybody, we apologize.
Exactly.
But we thank all of you, because if it wasn't for you, this show wouldn't be in existence.
Okay,
and I wanted to say one thing also. Also, I want to thank Team Bella. We have, like you said, it's a team of us, but the main ones we have Doris. Her name is Doris Wilson. Me and her, we partnered up. We came up with the Bella Awards, and we've been working hard. We have Keisha. We have Tiara Johnson. It's a team of us. And if I'm forgetting anybody, but Team Bella is a movement. But that's the core, and we've been really out there hitting the streets, and we've been having Team Bella events every month.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
We
So
had
that's good. That's a way to build up, the anticipation for the show. So voting polls are now closed, right?
Yeah, April 1st, voting polls closed.
Right. So now the hard part, you guys have to, count them all up, get everything together.
Exactly.
And is there a way that you guys want to make sure everyone who is nominated is are they going to be invited, like specifically invited, or is it just like, are they notified if they were
Well, there was
nominated?
Yes, there was like 2 different levels to the Bell Award being nominated. Well, the voting polls was the People's Choice Awards, which the people of Pittsburgh voted for. There was different categories that were on the website, and those are the votes. That's going to be a big job because we have over 5,000 votes to count.
It's exciting.
Yes, it's very exciting. And then we had a committee of experienced people who've been in the industry for years who nominated people for different, and I don't want to forget what they were, different categories. The one was called the Bella Longevity Award, the Bella Community Love Award, and the Bella Shining Star Award. Those people were notified who were nominated for those awards. The Longevity Award, just briefly, is people who's been in the industry over 20 years. That will one of the qualifications that you had to have to be in that one. The Community Love Award is people giving back. We have some barbershops that during back to school time cut under 12 students here for free. We have people doing cancer patients makeovers. That is the Community Love Award. That's how you, if you're doing something, giving back to the community, you were nominated. And if it was recognized, you were nominated for the Bella Community Love Award. The Shining Star Award, in all different categories. The Shining Star, like yourself, it's your name's ringing bells. In different categories, we hear your name. We have
Is my name ringing bells?
Your name's ringing bells.
Yes.
Your name's ringing bells. There's different people who were nominated for that award. So that was done by a committee of 6 people. So, like I said, it's very exciting. We got the buzz. We hope everybody come out and enjoy themselves. We have great entertainment.
Yeah, we got a taste of that.
And those people auditioned to be in, but we had auditions February 22nd out at the Spot. That's a place in Penn Hills. We had over 37 acts come out and audition, and we only picked 10 to 12 performers. So we got the cream of the crop of Pittsburgh's talent. So I'm looking for. I'm excited, but I'm tired.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Pittsburgh Tonight will be there with our bells on. I want to thank you guys for doing this for the city because I'm really into stuff like this. We're on the come up. We have so much potential here to do everything. We can get a piece of every market, music, fashion, beauty, athletics. That's what we're known for. So let's be known for some more other things. Yes. So I want to thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
And I want to tell you guys to stay tuned because we have some more interviews coming up next.
I only give you a hard time 'cause I can't go on and pretend like I haven't tried to forget this, but I'm much too full of resentment. Come check us out.
Tuning back in. I'm your host of Pittsburgh Tonight, Arriana Bay. And up next, we have an interview with Barron Whited. He's going to give us some tips for high school graduates and also post-college graduates. Some tips that'll make your life just a little bit easier. I think it's really good that we have him here right now because I'm a strong advocate of education as a recent graduate myself of Clarion University. So we're going to go on to Barron, if you want to tell a little bit about yourself before we get started.
Sure. My name is Barron Whited. I'm a guidance counselor here in Pittsburgh, live on the east side of the city. And I've been in education maybe about 16 years. And I started at the Art Institute of Pittsburgh working as a college counselor. And I found myself like, okay, I really like working on the whole high school experience and planning for college, but I got so much good experience working at the Art Institute and helping kids that were getting ready to graduate, what they were going to do, how they were going to find a job. I thought, wouldn't it be great to do a segment on both for high school and college graduates?
Right, and I'm all for that.
Yes, exactly.
So, do you want to start off with your first tip that you would have to give to us or them? Because, I'm already out here doing it, and sometimes I wish that I would have had someone who kind of mapped it out for me before I went and got into it, because in high school, you don't think about life after college. You think about, you're still thinking about high school.
Right.
So just basically, let's jump into it so that we can give them a way to make it easier?
Yeah, probably the first thing that students want to do, whether it's high school or college, they want to create some sort of action plan. So if they're just graduating high school, I am a big advocate of going on to some sort of post-secondary education, whether that's trade, community, or college. If you're not sure what your major is going to be, you do have that time to go in undecided.
Right.
Take some classes at the community college, see what interests you, because dealing with high school students, I'm dealing with 9th and 10th grade right now and trying to come up with what are you interested in, and a lot of times they don't know. So use this time wisely to do your research and see what's out there. See if you can job shadow, and for 20 hours it goes towards your senior project in high school, and that's a good way to get that exposure because you really need that. College is very expensive, so you don't want to waste too much time. Now if it's a recent college grad, make sure you're doing your research and finding out what is available out there as far as jobs, because there is so much out there that people don't even realize. Do your networking, make sure you're getting your name out there. I mean, LinkedIn is a great...
LinkedIn.
Yes.
This is how we met. We met on LinkedIn.
Yes, this is how we met.
So I think that everyone should make a LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, make one. I mean, if you have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have Instagram, make a LinkedIn.
Right.
And the more connects you make, the better. Like, you can't go wrong with connecting with someone on LinkedIn.
No,
there's nothing bad that can come from it.
You can't. And if you just graduated from high school, even to volunteer, you're getting your resume built up. And that's what colleges like to see. That's what employers like to see. I share this story that when I worked as a waiter in high school, they asked for my high school transcript. And I'm like, why do you want that? I'm just graduating. But they wanted to see that I went above and beyond, that I just did not do the minimum requirements. And
that is important. And as far as like building your resume, the reason I love LinkedIn is because I've done so much from 2009 or even 2008 to 2014. The resume rule is one page now. Career Services told me one page. They don't want to read anymore. They want to see straight to the point. I love LinkedIn because you get to list everything, and it's not a hassle to just scroll down a little bit more. You get to list everything. So everything you do, it's good. We're in an age where we're on computers. You can just transfer it from the one-page paper to a long list on the LinkedIn screen, and they get to get a taste of a little bit of everything that you've done. Even stuff that's not relevant to what you're applying for. It's like, it's still nice to see that, there's some diversity in this person,
Exactly. And each time you update, they get the updates too. So it is a good way, the network and stuff. Probably the next thing I'd recommend is learn money management, which is hard, for everyone. But, when you get that first job, make sure you know what your expenses are. Put yourself on some sort of plan that you can say, okay, this is what my bills are. This is what I have. And make sure you're using a checkbook. That's always important.
I need to get a checkbook.
I struggle in this. I'm starting to get better at it. But, it's things that you need to do to plan everything out. And if you can save a little bit,
do it. Start a savings. If you're in high school, start a savings.
Exactly.
Why not?
Exactly.
Even if it's just like $5 a paycheck, it adds up. And I will say, when you get your refund check, do not shop online. Don't do it. This is for the college student. I was so cute at the beginning of the semester and at the beginning of the semester because I got the refund check, and it's like you buy your books and you think you don't need money for anything else. No, you might want to go home on weekends. You're going to need food because the dining hall is not always open. It's not always the best options. But money management in college is so important, and I think that we should have a class in college about how to properly write out your rent money check and how to write, it's sad, but some people don't know how to properly address an envelope. And I think that I went to CAP, I went to Creative and Performing Arts School. So, and no, we didn't just dance and sing around all day, but I would have liked a financial class on, advise me, like a money management class, stuff like that. I think that that's important. So I think that that's something school should definitely incorporate in high school to help us out for college and then help us out for life after college. Being a grown-up is no joke.
No, it's not. And you need that, extra advice to, to go to the next step. Because if you don't, then, you're going to be shopping online forever and spending money.
Online.
Probably another thing is network with others. If you're just starting college, make sure you're joining some sort of club or organization.
Definitely.
Maybe it's in your field, because that's the way you're going to meet other people.
Definitely.
I actually had an experience that a girl that I went to college with, She was interviewing me at my first job, had no idea, and that's how I connected. That's what helped me get the job.
Yes.
The more people you know, and it's sad to say, a lot of times it is who you know.
Not what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly. So get your name out there, attend conferences if you can. If you just graduated from college, join professional organizations in your field, because you're going to find out who's getting ready to retire. And you're going to say, okay, well, I know that job's coming up before it's even posted.
Exactly. Do your research.
Yes.
When I graduated, my first job I got hired at is where I'm currently working. My manager also went to Clarion University. So, and even if you didn't know each other at the university, just that little bit of networking helps, or even similar interests or sororities and fraternities. Little things help, so networking is so important.
Exactly.
I completely agree.
And you know, when you're searching for jobs, make sure that you're looking at what the course description is that they're asking for, because a lot of times they have certain networks and systems that will look for certain keywords as they scan the resumes in.
Right.
So it's always important to make sure you tailor your resume to what
Great
those
tip.
jobs are.
Great tip.
So
Yeah.
and then know what's available out there. Facebook is good. Also, even the newspaper. I know a lot of people don't advertise in the newspaper, but still there are companies that will go out there and say, I only believe in doing the newspaper.
I noticed that companies use Craigslist because it's free posting. It costs, you know, for the companies to post on Monster and other things like that, they have to buy, you know, the package to post. So I noticed that legit companies use Craigslist. Now with Craigslist, you do want to make sure you're not sending your information to some, you know, you can look around, you see typos, you see stuff, and you're like, you know what, I don't think this is legit. But I do suggest things like, you know, LinkedIn, Craigslist, and things that aren't, you know, the traditional way that you go about things. Even when you meet people, I think that everyone should have business cards.
Yes,
I don't have business cards. I need to get some made like yesterday, but
that can help, because you never know who you're going to run into.
Right.
You know, and also if you're researching companies, another good thing is look and see on their human resources page. See if anything's coming up. Even to email the human resources director and say, hey, I just graduated. Do you have any future openings? And they will hold on to your resume. And I got one of my jobs 6 months after I had sent just a blind email.
Really?
And I was like, oh my goodness, they called me back. They actually kept it. They stayed true to what they said.
Yeah, they might need you as much as you need them.
Exactly, and you are interviewing the company as well. You want to
Right.
make sure you're getting in with a good company,
Right.
you know, and make sure you be positive and patient. Don't sweat the small stuff, you know. If it doesn't matter in 5 years, it's, you know, just move on, because you're going to go on job interviews that it's just like, oh, did I do well? It didn't go so well. You never know what that employer is looking for.
I know, that's the hard part. You really never know.
You really don't. I mean, some of the times I've gotten really sad because I didn't get a job, and then I later found out, well, actually the position got cut. It was a new position, so they didn't have the funding for it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, good, it's not me. I don't suck.
Exactly. Someone was watching over me during that. But a lot of times you got to understand that it doesn't always happen the way you want it to, and that's okay. You know, it takes several failures to become successful.
I think if you don't get a job, that means a better one's coming. That's the way to think about it, because you can get depressed fast. Now, when I graduated, it was like 3 days later, and I was like, I don't have a job.
Right, exactly.
But they come, they happen.
Yeah.
And it's worth it when you get the one that you get, and there's probably a reason you didn't get the other ones.
Yes.
And then also, it's not the end of the world if you get a new job, or if you're no longer at that job, you know? You're so young. Well, I'm so young, and so young, and even in high school, you know, when you get a bad grade, it's not, don't think you have to like change your major immediately. Sometimes you just have to go that extra step. And sometimes I wish that I looked more into, you know, community college, just for your general education courses. It's so much cheaper. So I would definitely suggest that for people who aren't sure what they want to do. You don't want to go take out a $30,000 loan at a big university and then realize, I wanted to go to beauty school, and then now you're $30,000 in the hole for no reason, you know?
That's exactly true.
I definitely think the high school planning is something that is extremely important.
It really is, because you know you don't want to waste that money. I mean, take it from me. I changed my major 6 times in college. Not happy. My mom.
Well, look at you now.
Yeah, it took a while to get there. I mean, my mom and dad says, "Are you out of your freshman year yet?" I'm like, "I'm getting there." I just couldn't make up my mind what I wanted to do.
That's okay.
You know, but now I know what I want to do, and trying to help young people to make that right decision.
Well, that's great. And if you ever are into any mentoring programs, or you need anyone to speak, I would love to do it, because I didn't know
Absolutely.
what I wanted to do until I think it was my senior year of high school. It was mandatory that we shadowed someone that we wanted to, basically want to get into that field. And for my senior project, I interviewed Patrice King Brown and Lynn Hayes Freeland. And now I have my own
Awesome.
show. So,
See?
yeah, it happens. And it was
Yes.
good that my mom helped me get on the right track in high school. That's when we had to do it. So,
Great.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
these were great tips. And I
Thank
think
you.
that everything that you said makes a whole lot of sense, especially for me being a recent grad. And I really thank you for coming.
Oh, sure. Thank you for having me.
All right. You guys stay tuned. We have another interview coming up next. Welcome back. Up next, we have an interview with the author of Secret Shadows, Paige Mitchell. So, Paige, do you want to give us some details about yourself before we get into the interview?
Yes, of course, I would love to. Hello, everyone. My name is Paige Mitchell. I'm a recent graduate of Lincoln University, the class of 2013, where I was a double major there. I studied print and broadcast journalism. Right now, I'm just getting my feet wet still in my field. I'm doing little things like writing for the Pittsburgh Tribune Review, also writing for the Soul Pit magazine, and things of that sort. So today I'm talking about my baby, my book, my first step that I took into my field.
So, was there anything that you did in college to help prepare for that?
Yes, definitely. Everything that I have going on right now, I would definitely consider a blessing. First and foremost, I would like to say that the main thing that I learned at Lincoln University was aggression. You have to be aggressive. That's very important. Don't feel like, oh, I don't want to be persistent. I don't want to keep emailing her. I don't want to keep calling. I don't want to be a pest or come off annoying. But unfortunately, sometimes you have to do that. You have to take that step. And that's definitely something I took from school, from my teachers, from my counselors, from anything in that sort. Actually, one of my favorite teachers at Lincoln University took the time out to actually sit with me and look up different publication companies and stuff like that for me to do my book. So
That's great.
I definitely thank Lincoln University for a big aspect of where I am now.
And that's great that you feel like you chose the right college, because a lot of times people come out, degree or no degree, with regrets. So that's great that you can say that about your alma mater.
Yeah.
So tell us about Secret Shadows. Basically, how'd you come up with the idea, and then how'd you take it to publication, and then now it's like physically a book? That's something that people write all the time, people blog all the time, but you have the old-fashioned book, and I love that because I feel like we, with the internet and with websites, people kind of forget about print and books and newspapers and magazines. And I don't know if it's because we're both in, journalism and broadcasting and things of that nature, but I'm really into stuff like that. So, that's why I chose with taking this to TV instead of just YouTube.
Right.
So how did you go ahead and get that published and into a book, and where'd you come up with the concept about writing it? How did it all come about?
Secret Shadows was something that came about. I actually published this book while I was still a student in 2012. However, writing was always something that I was very passionate about, Arriana. I started at 10 years old. My mom brought me home one of those good old journals from the dollar store with the lock on it. And I would
Those locks don't work. Those locks don't work.
And I would just write every day before I went to sleep. And I would just write little short stories and things of that sort, and I would read them to my little brother during the night before he went to bed. I know, so corny, but yeah, that's what I would do. And it just grew from there. I'm like, you know what, Paige, I really like to do this. I'm enjoying it. And my dad always taught me that start with what you like. If that's what you like to do, continue to pursue that. So I went to school. I continued to write. I continued that hobby. And now Secret Shadows, I had 3 stories in mind, but I'm like, I'm going to go with this one first. And Secret Shadows, a little spin, something interesting I did is I used all my family's names, all my family members' names in the book. They're all characters. And I also used all my closest friends, and I dedicated the book to my goddaughter. But the whole story is made up. Everything's made
So
up.
not like on The Best Man when there was some truth to the story. This is, you use the names, but it's all fiction.
I didn't
All
want
fiction.
anybody reading it like,
who
why you put my business out there like that? No, nothing like that. Everything's completely false. But that was just an interesting spin, like a dedication is my first book to show the people that's dearest to my heart. Hey, I love you guys.
Yeah.
I wanted to dedicate this to you guys in the sort, but Yeah.
So are you going to publish another one? I know that you hit the 3 stories. Are you thinking about doing another one?
Yes, I'm thinking about that all the time. I think I'm definitely going to take that step forward and start working on my second book because I think that I'm at the point that I actually have my concrete plan of what I'm going to do next. For the next book, I think I'm going to do a collaboration of 4 stories into one book.
Okay.
So it's going to be a child story, it's going to be a love story, and I don't know what the other 2 are going to be yet, but that's the direction I'm going in. So.
Okay, good that you're stood on it. So this was your baby. This was your first one. Do you ever read it and be like, why did I say that? Or is there anything that you would want to change?
Yes.
A lot of stuff?
Yes. I wish the book was a little longer. I recently did a book conference at Mount Air Baptist Church, and everyone was asking me, is there a sequel? Is there a second one? Because the way the book ends, it kind of ends on a cliffhanger.
I have to read it. I'm not going to lie. I didn't read it, but I want to read it. And that was the next thing. Where does someone go to get the book?
You can get Secret Shadows everywhere. I went through a publishing company called Author House. It's in Indiana. And Author House was a big help because they put Secret Shadows on every book search engine you could possibly think of. Just Google it, type it in, something will pop up. And the book is called Secret Shadows.
All right, great. So everybody, go get your hands on Secret Shadows, and if you don't want to get the actual book, you said it was also available for download. I want to thank Paige. I want to thank the Bella Awards. I want to thank Barron. I want to thank all of my viewers. I want to thank my team. I want to thank my makeup artist, Lauren, hair, Choose Rally. Also want to thank the whole Pittsburgh Tonight team members. And I want to thank you guys again for tuning in, and I hope you guys come back again and watch.
Pittsburgh Tonight.
Tonight.
Pittsburgh Tonight.